Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn y como siempre I am so grateful you are here and so grateful to channel and receive and deliver and relay this reading to you. This is our bi-weekly energy reading for the next couple of weeks ahead, where we are gaining a deeper understanding and higher conscious awareness of the overall energy for the upcoming couple of weeks. We do have a Taurus Lunar Eclipse taking place on November 8th, 2022. We are in the midst of eclipse season. So, with it also being Scorpio season and the season of fall, just so much is being eclipsed out of our lives, right? So much coming to the surface mentally, physically, spiritually, and it's so important that we are grounding ourselves. This is a message that came through in the last reading for the Scorpio solar eclipse, is the importance of grounding ourselves as we experience all of these shifts and all of these shadows and all of this light as well. So I'm excited to see what comes up in this reading. I've already cleansed myself, cleansed my space, cleansed the decks. And if you'd like to do a cleansing ritual with yourself as well, to open yourself up to receive these messages, go ahead and do so. If you'd like to grab some writing materials to write down whatever messages really resonate with you, then go ahead and do so. Some messages already came up for us as I was preparing for this reading, so we're gonna check and see if there are any other messages as I shuffle through these decks. But without further ado, let's get into this reading. Again, so excited to see what is in store for us as we continue to journey through this eclipse season that is incredibly, incredibly powerful and life-changing, honestly. And also, this upcoming week is my birthday week, so I'm excited to see what messages arise for, the energy surrounding my birthday. All right, y'all. So what is the overall energy for this upcoming week? Are there any other messages for the collective regarding this upcoming couple of weeks as we continue to journey through eclipse season, through Scorpio season, and approach the Taurus lunar eclipse on November 8th? Are there any other overall messages for the collective? Okay. Let's get into this. Also, I just want to put it out there that I set the intention that the messages gained from this reading are dedicated to the growth, to the healing, to the clarity, to the heart opening, to the mind opening, to the expansion, to the ascension of all beings in all places. All right, y'all. So keep in mind that the Taurus lunar eclipse is a full moon, right? And full moons typically are a time of shedding, of releasing, of also doing some assessment, seeing what's working, seeing what isn't working. As full moons are like the midway point through the lunar cycle. So we've got the Hunter to track down your fears and desires. This card is a card that has been coming up actually quite frequently through my recent readings and throughout this year, honestly. And I just feel like this has been consistent, continuous encouragement from the divine for us to be facing ourselves, right? This is the season of really confronting yourself. That's what's coming up for me. This is the season where you are really taking a look at all of you and all that is, and really practicing radical acceptance of the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And it's important for us to have this hunter energy of like intentionally hunting down what our fears are, facing our fears, facing our shadows, because it's only through facing it that we're actually going to be able to actually transmute the darkness into light, to alchemize the blockages into doorways and portals and openings for our ascension, right? Because we can't change anything that we're not aware of. So it's so powerful that we are allowing ourselves and being intentional about becoming aware of what our fears are, what may have been stopping us, what may have been causing us to inflict suffering upon ourselves, but also to hunt down our desires and get clear on what exactly our desires are, especially as we're experiencing so many shifts, so much transformation. As we evolve, our desires evolve as well. So when was the last time that you actually checked in on your desires and made sure that your desires and your clarity on your desires are up to date with you and how you've evolved and how you've changed and transformed and how you've awakened and healed? We've also got the heart guardian, to love and let yourself be loved. By the way, typically when I do these readings, first I read the cards that came up when I was preparing for the reading, and then I read the cards that came out during the shuffle and in the recording. But for some reason, these two cards that I shuffled right now just felt like they needed to be confronted first. So just felt called to share that for some reason. But we've also got the heart guardian, to love and let yourself be loved. If I'm not mistaken, this card also came up for the last reading for this the Scorpio solar eclipse. And really, I'm telling you, some heart activations, heart openings, heart expansions have been taking place, and it's felt very tender. It's felt like you may have found yourself having these random moments of bliss, like just randomly feeling really excited out of nowhere. You don't know why, and it's just like there's no reason for this like sudden joy, this burst of just love that you feel. And that is a heart opening, that's a heart activation, that is a heart expansion that's taking place within you. And I encourage you in those moments to really just fully surrender to them and embrace them and embody them and integrate them and feel into them and remember what that feels like and allow yourself to feel it, and know that it's actually safer to journey this life with an open heart than a closed heart, with a soft heart than a hard heart, right? We often think that it's safer, right, to guard our hearts and to toughen our hearts and to close our hearts. We think it's safer to journey through life that way, but it actually isn't. Right? That is an illusion that is dissolving at this time for the collective. And some of us are having a harder time really coming to understand and accept that than others. But nevertheless, this is a time for all of us to love and allow ourselves to be loved, right? To love and allow ourselves to be loved. And to track, to have that hunter energy surrounding love as well, and understanding what your fears are surrounding love and what your desires are surrounding love. We've also got the autumn card, which I'm not surprised about because we are in the season of autumn, and autumn is the season of releasing the old and resting. Have you been allowing yourself to rest through these shifts? Because rest is incredibly restorative, and this is the season of restoration. It is the season where we are releasing and we're also restoring ourselves upon the releasing. It's so important that we do that because we don't realize how much energy it takes to actually let go. It releases a lot of energy, but it also energizes us. It's really interesting because, we're releasing what no longer resonates, what has been taking up space. So that frees us up, that creates more space. But it's bigger than we think, right? Sometimes we think that letting go of a belief is just letting go of the belief, but we don't really understand just how deep all of this really is, and just how much it deeply impacts us and has impacted us. So allow yourself to rest and continue to release, my friends. Whatever has been coming up for you during this eclipse season, understand that it's coming up for a reason. And really, I encourage you to ground yourself in the perspective of the observer, of just witnessing what is coming up and not identifying with them, not attaching yourself to them. You may have found yourself during this eclipse season having a lot of emotions that you were not expecting to feel. Thoughts like just a lot of maybe overthinking, a lot of just a lot going on in the mind, in the body, in the spirit. And again, I encourage you to take on the seat of the observer and remind yourself to observe everything that's coming up. And really be intentional about asking yourself while you're doing the observing, is what I'm observing, is this thought, is this feeling, is this belief, is this whatever is coming up for you, is this something that I need to release? Or is this something that feels good to me, that feels right, that feels in alignment with my ascension, and is something that I should keep, is something that I should integrate, right? We've also got the Stargazer to set your sights higher. Y'all, this is ascension season, okay? As we are lessening the burdens, as we're releasing the burdens, as we're releasing what has been taking up space, and as we're freeing up space in our lives, we're also becoming lighter. And therefore, we are allowing ourselves to really ascend to higher heights, right? Because we're not as weighed down. And that goes into just so many aspects of our lives. But we are being encouraged to set the bar higher, set the standards higher, right? Like, okay, you released this standard, right? You released this way of being, you released this response, this reaction, this emotion. Now what's going to replace that? What's the higher timeline for you, right? As we are ascending to higher timelines, it's important that we are being mindful of what the higher timelines are that we are ascending to, and getting clear on that, right? So let's say that you are ascending to higher timelines regarding relationships. Okay, you released your certain insecurities surrounding relationships. Okay, now that you've released these insecurities, what are the securities that you're replacing them with? What are the sights that you're setting higher for yourself? The standards that you're setting higher for yourself? And really, this is the encouragement to allow yourself to dream bigger, to really lean into the truth that you have limitless possibilities available to you, and that you're not limited. That's one of the biggest things that we're encouraged to release at this time that's coming up for me to share right now, is like really realizing the ways that you've been limiting yourself. And we are being encouraged and called and aligned to shedding that illusion that we are limited, and really coming into the truth and aligning and embodying and embracing the truth that we are limitless beings, right? So given that we are aligning to the truth that we're limitless, we are being called to really ask ourselves, like, now that I know that I'm limitless, now that I'm integrating the truth and the belief that I am limitless, what are my desires, right? Where do I go from here now that I don't have these limits? We've also got the Trader to exchange energy to create abundance. This is a really beautiful, gentle reminder that, like, if you are cultivating and calling in abundance in your life, it's important that we know that abundance isn't just about receiving. It's about giving as well, right? Because if we're just receiving, that is causing imbalance and disorder and is disrupting the harmony of all life, right? And giving is a form of abundance. Like this, so many of us, speaking of shedding the illusion of limitation, right? Shedding the illusion of limitation is going from a limited mindset into an abundance mindset. Being limitless, knowing that you're limitless, is knowing that you are abundant. And we are incredibly abundant. This is something that I'm working through as well, okay? This is actually one of the biggest things that I have been devoting myself to healing, is my relationship and my knowing of abundance. And when we feel limited, when we feel like we're not abundant, we are less likely to give, right? So if you're really about that abundant life, you're really about giving. So if, again, you are calling in abundance, if your relationship with abundance is something that you feel called to heal, that you feel like you're healing at this time, know that it's not just about receiving, it's about giving as well. It's about creating that reciprocity in your life, not just with money, not just with material things, but with all energy, right? Really being reciprocal, really having those mutually beneficial exchanges of I'm pouring into you, you're pouring into me. I'm being poured into, I'm pouring out, okay? We've also got the medicine guardian to be open to healing information. And this is really the encouragement to see everything that's coming up for you in this season as medicine, right? Oh, I'm feeling all of these feelings. I'm meant to feel all of this right now. These feelings are medicine. Oh my gosh, I'm having all of these thoughts right now. It's uncomfortable, but this discomfort, these thoughts that are arising are actually medicine. What if you had the perspective in life that everything is medicine, and that really is the perspective of a true medicine woman, of a true medicine man, is the perspective that everything is medicine. Everything in life can become medicinal. How can everything in life become medicinal? You seek out the lesson and you learn the lesson and you integrate the lesson, right? How can what you're going through contribute to your wisdom, to your knowledge, to your inner knowing, to your clarity? Okay? So be open. Don't close yourself off to all the medicine that is arising during this eclipse season, amongst the solar eclipse that we had that we're kind of transitioning out of, and the lunar eclipse in Taurus that we're transitioning into. Be open to the healing information that is arising in all aspects of your life. We've also got the shapeshifter to transform and unveil your gifts. Ultimately, all the transformation that we're experiencing, all the evolution, all the change, really is intending to align us to our power, to our gifts. And we are meant to be revealing and sharing and embodying and embracing our gifts at this time, right? We are all healing. We're all awakening, partly with the purpose to unveil our gifts. So what are your gifts, my friend? As you heal, as you awaken, as you learn more about yourself and your truth and life, what are you learning about what your gifts are? What passions are making themselves known to you? Where is it that you're being directed towards? What has brought you joy and made you feel like this is something that I want to devote myself to, and this comes naturally to me? I actually was having a conversation with a friend recently, and we were talking about what we feel our purpose in life is. And something that I brought up in this conversation is that you know something is your purpose in this life. You know something is your unique gift when it comes naturally to you. And something that comes naturally to me, for example, is creating prompts, journaling prompts, reflective prompts that guide myself and people to gaining greater awareness about their self. And that has always just come so naturally to me. Like, I've noticed that ever since I was little, I've always been that person in the family, in the friend group, that asks really deep questions. It just naturally comes out of me all the time. So that's just an example that came up for me. But notice what comes naturally to you. And lastly, we've got the Peacekeeper, to let go of the need to be right. Y'all, this is not the time to be stubborn, okay? Practice non-judgment, practice humility, and practice being the peacekeeper. Prioritizing your peace, making peace more important than being right, okay? As long as you know your truth, you start to care less and less about making sure that others know your truth. Making sure that you know that you have to be right in every conversation and situation. Like, when you're really at peace with yourself and with your truth, and you feel like you really know your truth, like, and you've accepted that, you're really letting go of the need to be right all the time with others, like, really becomes less and less of a desire for you. Okay, should any challenges or obstacles be arising in the next couple of weeks amongst this eclipse season, what is the collective encouraged to tune into, to become aware of? What energies will be helpful? Should any challenges or obstacles be arising amongst this eclipse season as we progress into the Taurus Lunar Eclipse on November 8th? What is the collective encouraged to tap into? Okay, so we've got Purity that came out upright. This card has been coming up again and again in these readings, and I find it so beautiful because I truly, wholeheartedly, intuitively feel that we're all experiencing a deep, deep purification. And that's really what healing is all about, right? It's all about us being purified. It's really all about us being cleansed. And all this releasing, all this shedding that we're doing is a detoxification. It is a purification. So any challenges, or again, seeing the medicine in everything, and a perspective that is in relation to that perspective is a perspective that everything that is arising in your life is intending to purify you. Anything that is exiting, especially right now, y'all, I'm telling you, during eclipse season, whatever is being eclipsed out of your life, whatever is coming out, whatever is leaving, exiting your life, you are being purified. Allow it to go, okay? So yes, even in the challenges, even in the difficulties, even in the perceived obstacles, perceive the challenges, perceive the difficulties as them intending to purify you, to purify your life. What does that mean? So if there's a challenge, an obstacle, and sometimes the challenge is something external, sometimes the challenge is something internal, whatever it is, ask yourself, how is this intending to purify me? How can I allow this to purify me in my life? We've also got solitude. Solitude in and of itself is going to be very, very helpful. We've got a full moon here, so this is very much in alignment with the Taurus lunar eclipse. So allow yourself to be in solitude. And we are in these seasons of fall, and even more so in winter, where we're going to be desiring to be in solitude, to retreat, right? To retreat and to replenish ourselves. And solitude is going to assist you in the purification and the releasing and the transforming and the healing and the awakening and the ascension. Allow yourself to experience solitude. We've also got courage. Have the courage. How will having greater courage right now in this season assist you in moving onward and upward? Okay. By the way, if you hear like beeping in the background, for some reason, my Xbox has been like beeping out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on with that, but I digress. Okay, we're remaining centered and grounded throughout this reading. But courage, my friends, courage is medicine in and of itself. Courage is such a powerful tool, especially during these times. It takes, you know, and this is one reason why I'm just like, I feel so proud of you because, and for, you know, all the people that align to my content, to my pages, I don't need to know who you are, what you're going through. The simple fact that you've aligned to this content, that you're watching this, that you're engaging with this, like, lets me know that you are on a healing journey and that you are devoting yourself to your healing journey and your awakening and your self-awareness. And that takes so much courage. And it's not easy. And that in and of itself just makes me feel so proud of you. And I pray that you feel proud of yourself too. So be courageous and celebrate your courage, okay? We've also got adventures. When I think of adventure, I think of play, I think of fun, I think of new territories, new experiences, and expansion, right? Because whenever I go out on an adventure, I always find myself expanding my perception because I just had this new experience and it was adventurous and I learned something new about myself and I made these discoveries and it was adventurous and playful and fun. Like, what if we approached our journey in that way, whereas like, this is an adventure, I'm going to explore, I'm an adventure, this is gonna be fun, and even when it's not fun, I'm gonna learn something about myself. Like, have that adventurous mindset. We've also got security. Interesting. I feel called to get the booklet and see what it says. Okay, you are safe and protected no matter what is occurring in your life. You are in safe hands. Those in the realm of spirit are watching over you. You can relax and let go. Once you've taken measures to protect yourself and those you love, such as making sure everyone has their seatbelt on in the car, making sure your insurance is paid on time, or replacing the filter on your heating unit, then let go. If you have been hypervigilant lately, take a break, relax, know that all is well. You can turn it all over to the Creator. In ancient times, our forebears took refuge in caves. It was there that they could seek shelter from the weather and be protected from predators and enemies. The cave offered a safe place to prepare food, sleep, heal, and build community. Caves were also places where sacred spiritual ceremonies occurred, evidenced by cave drawings and altars that have been built along the ledges. Symbolically, caves often represented a secret pathway to the underworld, the divine womb of Mother Earth and the Sacred Heart. Also, caves can be energy portals for shamans and other spiritual explorers. I felt called to read that other section because not only I feel is this card affirming that we are divinely protected and we're being encouraged to know that all is well, right? Like, sometimes we can get so caught up on everything that's going on, that's falling apart, this letting go, this healing. Oh my God, these thoughts, these emotions is too much. Breathe. Okay? Breathe, let it go. Know that all is well. You are secure, you're safe. But also, I feel like this also kind of ties into the solitude card and kind of like retreating and turning into oneself and to the cave that exists within oneself, right? Into the darkness that is in the cave. And knowing that you're actually secure in the darkness within yourself, with the darkness that's in your life. Like, we have this illusion, this fear of the darkness, but really there's so much sacredness in the darkness. There's medicine in the darkness, and kind of shifting that perception, that perspective as well of when we are turning inward and, you know, observing ourselves and our lives, and it can feel like we're in a cave and it's dark. Know that you're safe and secure in this cave, right? Instead of seeing the cave as like something to be afraid of and you're retreating into, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is scary, what's in this cave? See it more so as like, wow, this cave is protecting me. This cave is a sacred space for me to actually do all this healing and realization about myself and life. And lastly, we've got openness, and we've also got a full moon here. And this, again, it just feels like an affirmation that this is in alignment with the upcoming Taurus Lunar Eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse. Openness. Again, it is safer to journey this life with an open heart than with a closed heart. And if that concept feels foreign to you, if you don't really fully grasp that, know that you are going to come into an understanding, a deeper understanding of that at the right time. You're going to understand, like, wow, all this time I've been closed off, thinking that it was safer, but I'm realizing it's actually so much safer and so much more beautiful for me to journey this life with openness. And open yourself up. What if I were to tell you, like, open yourself up? Open yourself up in ways that you haven't been open before. Open yourself up and affirm that you're safe to be open. What comes up for you? What comes up for you in regards to, like, oh, these are the ways that I need to open up. These are the ways that I can be more open in my life. What are those ways for you that are coming to mind? What is the collective called to heal at this time? What is the collective called to heal? What is the collective called to heal amongst this Taurus solar lunar eclipse? And as we continue to journey through eclipse season, through Scorpio season, what is the collective called to heal? What is the collective called to heal? Okay, so we've got struggle. Heal the struggle, y'all. If you find yourself struggling, why are you struggling? Okay. Are you inflicting the struggle upon yourself? Are you making yourself struggle? Are you the cause of your struggle? Now, that is a big shadow to confront yourself about and to hold yourself accountable and responsible for. How may have you been causing yourself to struggle? How have you been inflicting struggle and suffering upon yourself? And here we see this fish swimming upstream when it's going downstream. So it's going against the flow. It's causing itself to have a harder time because it's going against the current. Are you going against the current of your life? Where is the current leading you to? And are you resisting being led that way? Something to think about. We've also got sacred space. Okay, solitude, openness, caves, turning inward. All of these sacred spaces. What does a sacred space look and feel like to you? Define that and then create that space for yourself. Okay, a sacred space isn't always like, oh, I have to have this like altar and this room to myself and this beautiful, like, no. You could literally be in the midst of like the ruins, okay? And you within yourself can be a sacred space, a sanctuary, okay? Know that creating that retreat for yourself is going to be very, very healing for you. Emotional release. Yes, more affirmation encouragement regarding release. Let it go. We've got drops of water here. If you feel like it's a rainy season in your life, allow it to cleanse you. Allow all the emotional release to heal you. If tears are coming down your face, if tears are rolling down your heart, allow them to roll, allow them to fall, allow them to be released. Allow yourself to release, to cry, to release in whatever way your body is feeling called to release. Sometimes it looks like a cry, sometimes it looks like a laugh, sometimes it looks like a sigh, sometimes it looks like sleep, okay? emotional release is going to be incredibly healing for you. Don't run away from that, because if you're running away from feeling your feelings and allowing your feelings to be released, then you're running away from liberation. You're running away from healing, okay? Teaching. Having, again, that perspective of every moment being a teachable moment, right? Seeking the lessons out in every situation, in every moment in your life. Like really, again, just seeking out the lessons and allowing your life to teach you, like being humble in that way, where like you're always the student, you're a student of life. And when you really have that embodiment, when you really walk this life as a student, and you're just open to learning, and you're open to allowing life to teach you consistently, continuously, it's going to be such a beautiful, full life, okay? Lastly, we've got anger. Do you feel angry in any way? This is interesting because I actually felt anger. Anger, I feel like, is something that is an emotion that I've kind of always, how can I say this? Anger is an emotion that I feel has required me to do the most. I feel like, how can I word this? Anger is the one emotion I feel like I've done the most work with. And lately, for a while, I just have felt like I just have not felt angry. Like I don't really have much to be angry about. And like, even when I think about, certain experiences in my life that have happened recently where it'd be so valid for me to be angry, my higher self, I feel like, has taken up more space in my life, where I just don't feel, it's like, yeah, I know that I can be angry about this, but I don't feel angry. And I feel like for the first time in a long time, earlier today, I actually felt anger. And it felt good to actually feel that anger. And now I look forward to tapping into that anger again and allowing myself to feel it and to release it at the gym. So just being like mindful of like allowing yourself to feel these emotions, but also being mindful of how it is that you respond to them, right? Because you could be a bee and you can let your anger get to you and you just go stinging somebody, and then you lose your life, okay? You don't want to do that. You don't want to just go on stinging here, stinging there, and losing your energy, depleting your life force. You want to be mindful of how it is that you are responding to your feelings, especially anger. And I feel like all of us, especially from the past couple of years and all that we've gone through collectively and individually, like we have such valid reasons, more than one reason to be angry. So channel that, release that, respond to that with wisdom, with mindfulness and care, okay? What is the collective call to surrender at this time? What is the collective call to surrender at this time? Amongst this eclipse season, the Scorpio season, Scorpio energy can be very intense in an angry way too. So I'm not surprised that anger came up, because anger is an intense emotion that I feel a lot of us struggle to really work with in a healthy way. And it's not really our fault, right? It's not our fault, because we weren't really taught how to feel our feelings, many of us. But it is our responsibility now to teach ourselves. Okay, surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. I'm not going to expand on these surrender cards because it's already a long video. But allow all of these to be affirmations, okay, and really take them in. Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small, right? This again goes back to the card where we are encouraged to set our sights higher, okay? This is again just an affirmation to no longer play it small, all right? In no way, shape, or form. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward, okay? Our bodies are so intelligent, y'all. Listen to your body. Speak with your body. Observe your body language. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. I love this one so much. This one just feels so in alignment. This one currently feels so yes to me, okay? Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself that are rooted in the past, right? Again, how have we been limiting ourselves? Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. This is giving very much so peacekeeper energy, okay? Not being defensive, not needing to be right, okay, and really listening people out. Prioritizing the peace. Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a deep breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's get into these affirmations. I'm not going to shuffle the deck because we got a handful here. There's plenty for everyone, including me. Hello, abundance mindset. The ocean of life is lavish with its abundance. All my needs and desires are met before I even ask. My good comes from everywhere and everyone and everything. I love this affirmation on abundance so much. And just again, another affirmation that we are working with healing our relationship with abundance. I'm willing to forgive. Forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. Forgiveness truly is so liberating. My home is a peaceful haven. I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner, and my home lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. The past is over. So much here on letting go of the past. I love it. This is a new day, one that I have never lived before. I stay in the now and enjoy each and every moment. Truly, it's so important that we honor the present moment by allowing it to be the new moment that it is. I am flexible and flowing. I am open to the new and changing. Every moment presents a wonderful new opportunity to become more of who I am. I flow with life easily and effortlessly. And lastly, I am at peace. Divine peace and harmony surround me and dwell in me. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, including myself. I love that we're ending this reading with this affirmation that I am at peace. I love this reading, and I pray that you resonated with one or more of these messages. And if you did, I'd love to know which messages you resonated with in the comment section below, so let me know. And again, as always, journaling prompts will be made available for you for this Taurus lunar eclipse. So look out for that if it's not already available on my channel. Thank you so much for being here, for receiving these messages, and for showing up for yourself, and to really being receptive to the divine. I thank you so, so much for gifting me the honor of sharing this guidance with you. And let's have a very healing, transformative, life-changing, in the most beautiful of ways, eclipse season. Love, gratitude. Bye.